It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise on this somewhat overcast Monday morning here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the capital of New Providence. I'm Philip Simon, going a little solo this morning. Star, we're missing you. Hopefully everything is all right. I wore my best threads this morning just to welcome you back from vacation. Listen, had a wonderful weekend. I want to say a happy belated birthday to my brother, Chiquito Saunders. I would have missed you yesterday, but my brother, you're catching me up. Happy birthday. Also, Osborne Moxie celebrated a 40th birthday this weekend. Osborne and Latoya, what a party you guys had there through the corner there all night long. Man, I missed it. But again, happy birthday, Osborne. But listen, we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. We've got the Ministry of Education here to talk about the Diploma and Career and Technical Education. Synergy Bahamas is here to tell us about the courses they offer. And of course, health coach from Solomon's Fresh Market is here to give some tips on packing healthy school lunches. As we know, today marks the day when most schools are headed back, most students are headed back to school. And we have pediatrician Dr. Carlos Thomas is here to remind us about the immunizations for your children for the year. And of course, the Bahamian men's volleyball team claimed silver at the Kosovo Senior Championships in Suriname. They were this close to taking home the trophy once again, but they're here. And of course, the powerhouse vocalist herself, Synovia Pierre, is here to perform a hot new single. All of that and a lot more this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. But of course, Godfrey's going to tell us a little bit more about this weather with our first look with weather at sunrise with the G-Man, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, troughing across the islands is going to cause and support some showers and thunderstorms again over the next couple of days. One or two may be heavy at times. In your weather today, we're looking at mix of sun and clouds, still hot and humid, with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms. That's indicated they want to be becoming heavy at times. Your high temperature 90 degrees Fahrenheit, heat index 105. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, still warm, with a few scattered showers late night, early morning, and the possible thunderstorm. Your low temperature go down to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados, 85 and 78. In Jamaica, 85 and 74. In Trinidad, 88 and 76. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 89 and 78. Across North America, Atlanta, 88 and 69. In Raleigh, 89 and 68. Miami, 90 and 79. Dallas, Texas, 96 and 80. And Toronto, Canada, 80 and 73. As we go through the week from into midweek, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly sunny remaining the week with some showers and possible thunderstorms, mainly during the late night and early morning hours. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you roughly for the look at west sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, we have a lot of students headed back to school, and of course, these are the younger version. But of course, adults may be wondering and thinking about doing the same thing. We're very pleased to be joined in the studio this morning by Dr. Adrika Richardson. She's the Associate Director of Training and Development at Synergy Bahamas. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, this is the back to school season time. And even though we're talking about our young people, those who are in primary school and high school, adults are probably doing the same thing.
They are. This is a time where we see people kind of taking a new look at their lives again to see what ways they can advance their careers, just can advance their education and training, and we at Synergy want to help them with that.
Yeah, you guys have been at the forefront of adult education for a while now. I don't know how
Yeah.
many years it's been, but
We've been around for 11 years, going
11
on to our
years.
12th year,
Okay.
and so we are excited and we want to continue doing that.
yeah, you guys have also evolved over time. I mean, tell us a little bit about the background and the history of Synergy Bahamas and exactly what it is that you offer to students.
Okay. Well, one of our things that we say at Synergy is that education is for everyone. And so we want to create opportunities that people can, no matter what walk of life, can be able to afford and excel in any area that they can think of. And so we're constantly trying to grow and evolve in the areas in which we offer at Synergy. So the goal is to not only have people with local credentials, but with globally recognized ones that they can go beyond and touch not only the Bahamas, but the greater parts of the world if they ever need to do that.
So this is a certificate program courses, or do you do?
So we have we have career diploma programs. We have certificate courses. We also offer testing solutions for internationally recognized. Some of the even for the courses we don't offer, we offer testing for, because one of the things we wanted to make sure is that no matter what exam you're studying for, you were able to have a local representative who can offer that testing. So some of the bigger testing programs like Pearson VUE or Prometric, if anyone's ever taken anything higher level, they know those are the names that you hear about when you have to do testing.
Yeah, when we're talking about businesses in particular, corporate training has really been big because it's such a critical element of what you do as a business. You offer that also at Trinity?
Yes, we do. We offer corporate training, so we have a lot of corporate partners. We also have a lot of corporate partners who send their employees to us because sometimes, you've been in a career for a while and you just want to make sure you kind of hone in on those skills to take it to another level. So,
What do you find are some of the subject areas that might be more specific to the industry within the Bahamas?
okay, sure. One of our leading ones is for sure our IT, which is through the CompTIA, which is the highest recognized IT organization around the world. So they use it, especially like in the U.S., the Department of Defense. That's who they call on. So we're the only private partner in the Bahamas for that.
Okay.
We also have areas of business. Project management is one of our most popular. We also offer things to the advanced level like the PMP training, as well as VMware for those people who know what
Okay.
those
Those
are,
acronyms,
those credentials,
yes,
right? We offer general courses and things like QuickBooks, culinary courses. We
Culinary
offer
courses as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Is
we'll
that
have
relatively new?
we've been doing it now for a few years.
Okay,
So yes,
alright.
we just added that to our wheelhouse. So we're constantly trying to evolve it to make sure it's meeting the needs of I call it more of the commuter student, the one who is going to work and then they need to have do training maybe in the evening time. So we cater to that audience as well as those fresh out of high school.
So are there any prerequisites for persons who want to it's kind of going back to school,
Yes.
but yeah.
The prerequisites, depending on the course, whether it's business or art and design or whether it's IT, could be anything from an intro to PC class, which we offer. It's one of the things we offer to the community for free. So the only thing they have to pay is the registration fee for that.
Okay.
And so that fills up fast. So if you want to get into
You
that,
said
and now
free.
it is right. And now everybody needs computer skills.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
it's kind of industry standard. And so that's one of the things we're proud of. But anyone coming back, it could be a high school diploma or a GED or certificate, depending on the program for entry.
Universities and schools in general, but any training facility are usually only as good as the trainers that they have.
Yes.
Speak a little bit more about the instructors that you have on staff.
Well, that particularly comes under my wheelhouse.
That brought a smile to your face
Yes,
too.
because one thing I could say is all of the instructors have went through our Train the Trainer program, which is something that we make sure they go in-house to do. So they not only have to show us their credential, but most of them are seasoned veterans, we call them, in the industries in which they are teaching in. So we don't want just people who kind of have college experience, but we want them to have industry experience. So most of them have at least 10 years or more experience. So they bring that practical hands-on learning. That's one thing you want to do differently at Synergy.
Are they local mostly?
All of them are
Okay,
local.
all right,
Yes.
all right,
And so believe it or not, we have qualified individuals here, and we want to make sure that those are the main
Absolutely.
ones we're having kind of educate the next generations.
All right. So let's just say I'm thinking about enrolling in a course or
Yes,
going
we'll
back to
have
school.
you.
So what's the process involved in contacting
Sure.
you going through Synergy?
They can send us an email at info@synergybahamas.com, or they can give us a call. And right now we're about to start our fall semester in another week. So we are excited about that. So the phone lines are ringing. They can stop on by to our office on Shirley Street, whichever way. We go on our Facebook page, Instagram, all methods. We will answer them and make sure they get enrolled, and they can start whenever they need.
Okay. So what's next, you think, in the evolution of Synergy Bahamas?
Oh, wow. I don't know if I can let all the cats out the bag, but we're trying to evolve our school not only for, I would say, just certificate or diploma programs, to maybe take it to the next level of offering more higher level programs. I'll say that before I get in trouble.
Well, listen, Trika, thank you very much for joining us here on Bahamas at Sunrise. Wishing you guys continued success in everything.
Thank you.
that
We
you
hope
do.
to see you.
I hope to see me soon. Boy, I
Yes.
tell you, I don't know if I'm ready to go back to school, Shelly, but Synergy will be the place certainly that I think about first.
Okay,
All right,
thanks.
great. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been with Dr. Drika Richardson. She's Associate Director of Training and Development at Synergy Bahamas. We'll be right back.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
Join us at the 6th Annual Andros Business Outlook at Love at First Sight Hotel in Stafford Creek, Andros, Thursday, September 13th, 2018. Listen to industry experts discuss the theme, Creating a World-Class Andros. Speakers will include Minister of Works Desmond Bannister, MP for North Andros and the Berry Islands Carlton Bowleg Jr., Chairman of the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation Michael Phillips, Peter Douglas from the Andros Tourism Office, Carlos Mackey, the Principal for Prime Finance and Consulting, Captain Sean Leedon from Andros Outdoor Adventures, and Prescott Smith, owner of Stafford Creek Lodge, plus a special workshop by the Department of Inland Revenue led by Athena Marsh, and a special presentation of the World Trade Organization. Register now at tclevents.com or call 242-322-1000.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Of course, you may not be looking forward to packing the kids' lunch boxes, but of course, we've got a professional back in the house today, the coach herself, Melissa Major. She's health coach at Solomon's Fresh Market. Here to talk a little bit more. It's back to school time.
It's back to school time.
And parents are, somewhat dreading the whole process, the
Yeah.
traffic. But then there's other considerations,
Yeah.
including what do you feed your children in the school? But, we talk about healthy solutions. But first, let's talk about what it means to say you have a healthy lunchbox.
A healthy lunch box will comprise of the different food categories.
Okay.
You want to make sure your child has some protein. You want to make sure they have a little bit of dairy, some fats, some grains, some fruits. Some parents even put vegetables in there. So just making sure, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all 5 of those groups one time, but making sure that they do have the protein, the carbs, and the fats in the lunchbox.
And that's obviously very necessary every single day.
Listen to me, it is beyond very, very necessary. And as you know, Phil, we do have a childhood obesity problem here.
Yeah.
And making sure that our kids' lunch boxes are properly organized and making sure that they have what they need, especially during the day at school. Solomon's Fresh Market, we're having a Lunch and Learn series this week.
All right.
It's called Your Kids Health Series.
Okay.
And it will be on Wednesday at Old Fort Bay from 12 to 1, and on Thursday it's at Harbor Bay, and it's absolutely free. Now you have kids?
Of course.
Yeah. So sometimes it's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle to get, make sure that the kids, and come up with new ideas.
Yeah.
Making sure
for
that
every single day, you're thinking 5 days a week and
5 days a
different
week,
options. I
right?
mean, I know growing up the options were not that many.
Yeah.
But now there are different categories, of course.
yeah,
So when you talk
yeah.
about a lunch and learn, what exactly is it that people can expect this coming Wednesday?
So we'll be going through learning the different portion sizes, for the children. You have toddlers, preteen, you have teenagers.
Okay.
So making sure that, at different stages the kids get what they need. We'll be talking about developing healthy habits, and most definitely, we talked earlier about the whole nutritional aspect of it, but healthy habits and rituals are very, very important. And some of the options would be, family time, meal time, at least once or twice a week.
Yeah.
We can't do it every night because, it's kind of busy now. So once or twice a week, make sure you have a sit-down meal time, with the kids. Get the kids involved in making healthy priorities. Talk to them about food. We don't talk to our kids.
No,
we don't talk to ourselves
we
about
feed
food.
them.
Yeah, right. We feed them.
Yeah,
So
we don't tell
talking
them
to
what
the
it's
kids about food and making them to understand this is what you're eating, this is why you're eating, this is why you're eating the apples and the oranges,
Right.
and, this is why you're eating the broccoli and the carrots and all this stuff, and what it actually does for your body. Bring the kids to the grocery store. We do a free grocery store tour every Saturday at Solomon's Fresh Market.
free grocery
It's
store?
free. Actually, the health coaching service at Fresh Market is free. It's a complimentary service that we offer to all of our clients. Sometimes you can come in Fresh Market and just absolutely get lost. And we are a specialty grocery store. We carry mostly organic products, and sometimes persons come and, they're a little bit confused. So to make that a whole lot easier, we are willing and we want to educate
So you just walk into the store and say, listen, I'm looking for...
You're looking for Melissa. Can I have a conversation with the health coach? Or, I need to know, rather than, eating white rice, what can I do?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I want to transition to being a vegan. How do I go about that? What it is to be gluten-free. All of these different, how basically to decode, all of the
It's just
labels.
changed so much over the years. I mean,
yes,
these terms.
yeah.
But when you talk about, particularly with the kids and your lunch and learn, you're not just talking about the period of time between 9 and 3 and the meals that should be covered.
No.
Obviously, there's a meal that comes before that, and then, of course, the meals in the evening time as well.
Well, the thing, too, is I want to say to the parents, make sure it's very important that the kids have breakfast before they go to school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We will talk about breakfast. We will talk about lunch. We'll talk about dinner.
Okay.
We'll talk about making healthier snacking. And most definitely, as parents, we have to be role models.
Okay.
So we can't necessarily, and you know what, that's why this is so important, and this is why this is for the parents and not the kids, because I've had the opportunity to go into schools and talk to the kids, and the kids want to do it. The kids come in Solomon's Fresh Market, and they're excited. They want to learn, and they want to eat, and they want to know that this is what I eat to strengthen my immune system, and, so it's the parents. Be the role model, Let your kids see you eating your fruits and your vegetables, drinking water. Stay away from the sugary stuff. The sugary stuff is what's killing our kids.
Wow.
We're giving our kids, the juice packs and the Gatorades and all this stuff. And it's important. We'll also be going through food labeling.
Melissa, you're talking about a complete transformation of the way that we...
Well, listen, our country's on crisis mode.
Yeah.
So this is very, very necessary. And Phil, you know that I've been working with the Cancer Society for a very long time, right? I'm also a cancer survivor. And if we don't do this, so if we don't do this now, in the next 10, 20 years, these children will be the next young adults of survivors. You see what I'm saying? We have to do it. And sleep is also very important. So making sure that your child goes to bed on time. All of that is, it's a part of the health for the child. So we'll be talking about healthy rituals, habits, the whole nutritional aspect of it. And most important, we'll actually be sitting down, going through the parents, coming up with recipe ideas, coming up with first day of school, do not give your kid all new food in the lunchbox. Like, come on now. More than likely that child will not eat the food. And, well, Peter, what did you have for lunch today? Oh, I shared my lunch. I shared lunch with my friend, So making sure that, and asking the child, what would you like to eat? you know.
Asking your child.
Yeah, yeah, you know, you have that conversation.
Two options, yeah.
Yeah, two options. You don't just say you're going to eat this broccoli and you're going to eat. No, it probably won't work.
Right. Okay,
So,
so
yeah.
it's this Wednesday as well as next Wednesday?
It's this Wednesday at 04B
Okay.
at 12 o'clock, and it will be next week Thursday.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, this Thursday. So it's Wednesday and Thursday. And depending on the
Both at 12.
response that we get, we can run it again. We can run it again as often as we need to.
But of course, persons can come in at any point in time and just
They
ask for
can come
Melissa
at
Major
any point in
Solomon's Fresh
time. Yep,
All right.
ask for Melissa Major.
Okay, good seeing you
Thank
as
you.
always.
Nice to see you too.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been with the health coach, Melissa Major, down there at Solomon's Fresh Market. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening.
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. Thank you. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It's been a show filled with the theme of back to school. We're joined this morning by pediatrician and neonatologist Dr. Carlos Thomas of Dr. Carlos Thomas and Pediatric Associates. Good morning, Doc. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, Phil. Good morning. Nice to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. So we're continuing this conversation, but specifically more about immunization. Obviously, it's back to school time. Certainly within those first couple of weeks of school, the kids are sharing everything. But when we talk about immunization, as we talked about just a little bit before, immunization is not something that just happens at birth.
That's correct. Immunizations are very important to ensure a healthy life. They begin very early in the child's life as an infant, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, and then throughout the toddler years. And then the other set are between ages 4 through 5.
Okay.
But what many parents do not know or remember is that there are other vaccines. So in the 10 through 12 years, there are vaccines to be received against tetanus, very important, and certain booster shots if you've missed them. So it's very important.
Well, and all are mandatory? I mean,
they're all required.
Okay.
They're all required, all mandatory. And I tell parents to go beyond what the school requires and do what's in your child's best interest.
So when we talk about back to school, I mean, you know, obviously when the children are outside, their immune systems are probably open to everything, but they're also very resilient.
Yes.
The flu vaccine in particular is one of those things that usually comes up usually within the later parts of the year. Is this something that you would recommend that you get as early as possible, or is there a particular season for it?
We strongly encourage the flu vaccine. The flu season locally begins about September, October, until about, say, February, March. So towards the end of the year, we encourage parents to bring their children into the clinics or to your doctor's office for the flu vaccine. And that will significantly decrease the amount of flu that's circling around in the community.
Okay. Again, it's back to school. What should parents be thinking right at this point, or should have been thinking actually just prior to this point?
That's a great question. So some schools begin today, some begin next week.
Yeah.
Rest is very, very important.
Okay.
We don't talk enough about rest. Your children have been staying up late all summer long. The night before school, it's too late to go to bed early.
Okay.
So your preschool children, ages 3 through 5, need about 10 to 11 hours per day of rest.
Wow.
And then your primary school student needs at least 8 to 10 hours of rest.
Wow.
So that's very, very important. So rest is essential to make sure your child has the ability to absorb all that's being taught. Earlier heard about the importance of nutrition. I can't underscore that enough.
Okay.
Healthy, balanced breakfast is vitally important. You want to teach your children how to eat healthy, to encourage 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Another thing I'd like to touch on is many students take all their books to school in their knapsack. And some of these knapsacks are way too heavy. In fact, the recommendation is it should be no more than 10% of your body weight.
Oh, wow.
If your child is 50 pounds, 5 pounds is more than enough, it's too much. And we encourage our students to take their knapsacks on both shoulders.
Both shoulders, okay.
So even though it's cool to have it on one shoulder, it's bad for your back and for your posture.
Is it a transition that maybe you should do maybe in high school as the books become, you know, more and heavier, as opposed to putting in knapsack, something you should be toting or carrying?
That's a great idea, and you don't have to take all your books to school every day. Take the ones that you need, but it's just a habit that some students have.
I want to jump back to the point on nutrition that you made just a second ago. Does it vary according to different age categories? Should we be looking at different types of food for different age categories?
No. The type of food may be different, but the basic fundamentals haven't changed. So you need to have a balanced diet, and so you have to have your protein, and too many of our diets are heavily laden with carbohydrates, sugar. So many kids for breakfast may have Pop-Tarts and fries and those bad things. So you need to have a balanced diet comprised of protein and appropriate fats and fruits and vegetables.
So what are some of the basic tips for staying healthy and avoiding infection while at school? We all know as parents, these first couple of weeks are you know, just time of sharing.
Well, my office is going to become very, very busy in a few weeks. So we like to encourage parents to teach their children the importance of hand washing.
Okay.
Very important. Wash your hands before you eat, after you use the restroom. If you're coughing or sneezing, we teach children how to sneeze or cough in their sleeves, to wash your hands to try and limit the spread of infections.
And it's just not wash your hands with water. I mean, you should also be using
soap and water. And most schools now are trying to have soap and water, or at least sanitizer available.
All right, great. Any other general tips you want to give to particularly the students that might be watching the show this morning?
Very important. Your education is fundamental to your future and your success. Make the best of it. Pay attention. Focus. Put away the iPads and the tablets, maybe on weekends, and focus. And before we go, there's one thing I'd like to say. I'd like to wish my darling Loretta, my wife of 24 years, a happy 24th wedding anniversary. Darling, I love you. Let's do 24 more.
And I tell you, Doc, it's making it feel like February up in here. Doc, thank you so much for joining us on
My pleasure.
Sunrise. Great. Where is your office located, by the way?
It's on Collins Avenue and also in Caves Village.
All right, great. Listen, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We've been with Dr. Carlos Thomas of Carlos Thomas and Pediatric Associates. We'll be right back.
I'm a senior citizen and I embrace change. That's why RBC Digital Banking is the way to go. I can sit at home and pay all my utility bills, send money to someone else, pay my Visa card. It's simple, safe, secure, and it saves you quality time. I'm Beverly Wallace Whitfield, and I enjoy being an RBC Digital Banking client.
I started in 1974 with the first-born Bahamian principal, Dr. John Knowles. I am overjoyed because I've made it to the university. That was something to be proud about because I've seen all the changes from college to university. I am Mary Major Russell, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Hi, I'm Davrielle, and welcome to Rev Tips, where we answer your most important Rev service questions. Today's question is, how do I set up a Rev My account? It's super easy. To create a Rev My account, simply visit www.cablebahamas.com and click the My Account icon. Next, select the Create Account option. Please have a copy of your latest statement on hand. Enter the information as it appears on the statement to the respective areas on the form. When you have finished, click Create Account to continue with the process. Once you've registered your account, you can use your username and password to check your account balance, view past statements, and pay your bill online. that's your route tip for this week. Thanks for watching, and be sure to join us next time.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It's been a very busy show. It's actually been a very informative show as we discuss many back-to-school things. We've got more to come. We've got the men's senior national volleyball team is here, the Ministry of Education, and of course, Synovia Pierre. Looking forward to that particular segment. She's also going to bring us a special from her new single and hit. We're going to talk a little bit more about weather with Godfrey Burnside in our second look at weather at Sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil, and good morning, Mom. Just a second look at weather at Sunrise. First, a look at the tropics. In the tropics remain quiet, and the tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, troughing across the islands will support showers and thunderstorms today, one or two becoming heavy at times. In your marine forecast, winds blowing easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, 15 knots, sea 3 to 5 feet over the central and southeastern islands, and that will continue through Wednesday. Your tides, you can expect a high tide at 8 minutes past 8 this morning. Next low tide will be at 2:16 this afternoon. High gain this evening at 8:26. Sunset 7:32 this evening, rises more at 6:49. UV index 9, your water temperature 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and your moon phase, full moon. External look, mix of sun and clouds through Wednesday, then become partly sunny into Friday, with showers and thunderstorms, particularly during the late night, early morning hours. Temperature daytime will be in the low 90s, at nighttime in the upper 70s. That puts you up in your final look at weather at Sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you very much, Godfrey. The men's senior national volleyball team beat out Trinidad and Tobago to get to the final game at the Caribbean Zonal Volleyball Association Championships, and they came out with a silver medal. Listen, we're so very proud of this particular team. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
All right. We have Kirkwood Green. He is the coach, the manager. I joked with him just now to see whether or not he was coach, manager, player, but Byron eyes lit right up, so I guess he's not the player. And Byron Ferguson, of course, one of the local stars, and of course, international as well. Yeah, correct. Absolutely. So, gentlemen, that's a big trophy you got there.
Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank
Tell
you.
us a little bit about the Caribbean Zonal Volleyball Association first, and then let's talk a little bit about the matches that you had.
Sure. It's a regional organization that housed at least 12 countries from Trinidad, Haiti, Barbados, and those sort of countries.
Mm-hmm.
And we compete with them annually, different divisions, senior men, senior women, juniors, youth, etc.
Okay. All right, so this particular league has been around for a very long time. We understand that Trinidad and Tobago has probably been at the top of this thing for a couple of years, and you would have played them in your quarterfinal sides.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The game before, like you indicated, was a very tough game.
Yeah.
We knew we had to win that game in order to make it to the championship round.
Yeah. So it seemed exciting. I mean, you're reading about it, and it was obviously in Suriname who came out on top. But Byron, as a player, man, you've been doing this for a long time. You are certainly been bright and at the top of your profession for a long time as an international star. You know, does it ever get old for you, number one? And how was it this particular time around?
It doesn't get old. We've been playing against the same teams for a minute now, and I feel as if it's easier for us because we know who we're going to play against every time.
Okay.
And seeing that we knew who we were playing against, we had a game plan, and that's how we were able to at least make it to the final match.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about that, not game plan necessarily, but certainly the team members. You mentioned that you've been playing together for a long time. There's a pretty good chemistry, would imagine, with this particular men's senior team.
For myself, I've been representing the Bahamas for the past 12 years. We have some guys who were before me, so we had a lot of experience, so it was easy to come together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
We had maybe 2 or 3 new guys, and we just had to fill them in and get them accustomed to what we do.
Mm-hmm. The quarterfinal match with Trinidad was actually a morning game, and you had to flip it around really quickly and get back there that night. Tell us about both games, Coach, and what you saw might have been some of the challenges and certainly some of the high points.
Well, even before then, I think part of what occurred during practice, and Byron actually indicated it, that we were not going there to fall short. You know, and the intensity in which he said it made me a believer, and I think made the other players also believe that we can do it. And again, we were not going there to waste time.
Right.
We knew that, again, Trinidad being at the top for such a long time was going to be a tough match. It was a morning match, as you indicated. It went 4 sets. We knew we had them, and we just pushed on.
Yeah.
I mean, there were points in the game where we had to dig real deep because we would get ahead, they would come back. You know, that sort of yo-yo sort of situation, and we knew that was our tendency, so we had to stop it right away. As far as the championship match, you know, there may have been at least 2,000 to 3,000 people in that gymnasium. I'm kind of exaggerating, but we actually said it was about 30,000.
Yeah, that's how it
based
felt.
on the exactly.
Because that was the home team.
It was the home team. Now, the interesting thing, we played them previously, and we went to 40 points. Now, normally with volleyball, a set goes to 25 points, around 25.
Okay.
And you win the set by 2. It can go 27, 28 the most. But this actually went 40 points, the first set.
Wow.
So it took a lot out of us. They won, it was 40-42. It went to 5 sets. So again, that was really tough, a tough game. And they had the home crowd advantage, of course. But, you know, we did extremely well.
Yeah. Well, Byron's not the only star on the team. There was also some individual awards, I believe,
Ronaldo Knowles. He won Best Receiver. And that's basically the player that receives a service.
Okay.
So anytime they served and the ball came to him, he was able to pass it with accuracy. And that's the award he won.
All right. Byron, tell us what's next for the team as you look forward to the completion of this year and maybe starting prep for any action next year, 2019?
Well, I know we said Trinidad's been a top for a while, but it's always been between the Bahamas and Trinidad.
Yeah.
We won in 2012. We lost in the semifinal to Trinidad in 2010, and there's always been a battle between us and them. Next, the top 2 finishers, which would be us and Suriname, we qualified for the Nasika games, Pan Am games, CAC, and those things. So I guess we just have to prepare for next summer and see what happens from that.
Well, listen, I mean, in preparation is one thing, and you guys always bring it and represent as well, but funding is always a challenge and another thing. I mean, just, you know, talk to us a little bit more about what is required to make this happen.
Well, the funding, you know, of course we get government grant, and it's sort of, the timing for us is a bit awkward because it occurs June when the funds are, actually July, when the funds are available based on the budget, but it's really a tight, I mean, up to the 11th hour we were still trying to find tickets and that sort of thing to travel. And in some cases, because we had to take 2 different airlines, we had to make sure a certain end was purchased because of the time difference. You know, you could only fly on certain days. But funding at the end of the day is still the responsibility of the Federation. So we have to really step up our game and not necessarily rely on the government side so much. All right, as far as preparation, you know, we have some things on the agenda as far as college teams coming over to compete. So with the senior men, all our teams in particular, as far as competition, we have to prepare them better. And that requires us bringing in teams and individuals that they don't see on a regular basis. And if I could, I would like to give a thanks to all of those players who assisted this team in preparing to travel. Okay, because there were players that did not travel with us. We only took 10, but there are at least 18 players, 20 players that helped us to get along this journey.
Well, listen, Coach Green, Byron, thank you very much for joining us at Bahamas at Sunrise. You know, looking forward to what's next. And of course, those persons who are interested in supporting the Bahamas men's national volleyball team, they can contact the Federation?
Yes.
Okay.
Contact the Federation, yes.
Right,
Joe Smith, the president.
All right, great. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
But it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
So who really own a Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do. Thank you. I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. It's been a very busy morning thus far, but we are very pleased to be joined once again by Ms. Keishan Bastian. She's the Assistant Director for Career and Technical Education at the Ministry of Education. I like to say the Ministries of Education and the Ministries of Youth are the two most important ministries we have within the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Thank you for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so when we talk about education, and particularly the Ministry of Education, what is the overarching goal and objective?
The ministry has prided itself over the years on focusing on the holistic development of our children.
Okay.
Looking at the whole child, and I'm so happy that we are at this point in the show because all morning you were looking at the development of the whole child.
Yes.
And so after the social, emotional, the physical, we look at the academic performance of our students, and we know that if those things are deficient, so too will be their academic performance. And so the ministry is targeting over the course of the next 5 to 10 years the academic proficiency of our students, moving our graduation rate from around 50% where it is now to 80% by 2030. And that was the target that was set by the Vision for Education 2030. We are pushing in the ministry to move that up to 5 to 7 years, and so hopefully to recognize that increase of about 30% in 5 to 7 years. So the first target for us is to ensure that our children are globally competitive. When they leave the walls of academia here, while we would not have prepared them for life completely, we would have certainly given them the fundamental skills to be globally competitive. With that, we have introduced a high school diploma, and so what we're trying to do is academically bring the nation up to a national standard of education. And there's been some talk about it, why this, why that, why not. When you're starting something new, like the diploma, you want to ensure that it is able to capture as many students as possible. And so with the high school diploma, we have set fundamental criteria, basic criteria, and we've said to parents, listen, 4 BJCs, a 2.0 GPA, 27 credit hours, 90% punctuality and attendance, 30 hours of community service, 20 hours of job readiness training. Those are the fundamental things. That's the minimum
Is that
standard.
brand new? I mean, you talk about community service as a part of the diploma?
As a part of the diploma.
That's something brand new?
It started in 2014.
Okay.
The work on the diploma started from the 1990s. It was officially launched in 2014, and so the class of 2017 would have been our first cohort of students to earn a national high school diploma. Prior to that, schools would have been issuing a diploma, but the criteria would have varied from school to school. And so as at 2017, we now have a national standard. But what we've been saying to parents, for those that have had issues with where we've set our targets, it's for the entire country.
Right.
All of our students are not academic, are not proficient academically, so we want to give everybody a fair opportunity. But what makes your child different, or what causes your child to stand out from the minimum criteria? We call that the icing on the cake, your SAT scores, your BGCSE, those kinds of things. And so that's what we've been saying to parents. So if we're going to raise our graduation rate from around 50 to 80% by 2030, then we have to start with a national standard.
Well, what's the challenge? I mean, when you talk about 50%, I mean, obviously that's like 1 out of every 2 students that's passing through. What have been the challenges that have prevented the increase in the rate of graduation?
We have to recognize that students coming into the system are coming from various socioeconomic backgrounds. That's the first thing. The value on education has changed over the years. And so in times past, education was seen as a way forward, a way out. It's not entirely the same today. Our parenting skills have changed. Parents are so busy now that quality homework time and that investment in school time and that contact and liaison with the school isn't what it used to be. PDA meetings aren't attended like they used to be. And we always say that God gave us parents, the children first. They are our first priority. We have to invest in them first. And then we send them to school. So it's a partnership. We've found that while many parents are working hard, if we could get the kind of support and involvement from parents on a daily and consistent basis, it would help us. That's the first thing. The second thing, with varying socioeconomic issues, we have percentages of our students that are not speaking English as a first language. So there's a barrier in the classroom in terms of satisfying that need. And then that brings us to career and technical education.
Yeah.
Some persons have seen what we call CTE for those students who can't. We're trying to rebrand CTE. It's not for the students that can't. CTE is academic. Accountants come out of CTE. Engineers come out of CTE. So CTE is an all-inclusive area. But we also want to strengthen our program offerings in CTE where the students that are gifted with their hands are able to go into a lab or a workshop and master their giftedness, capture their interest and stimulate them to go on in that area. So those are some of the things we're working on to improve performance generally.
Right. And what are some of the subject areas in CTE that are currently available?
CTE includes business, so you have your economics, commerce, accounting, IT. We have technical studies, plumbing, carpentry, electrical installation, electronics technology, graphical communications. We also have CAD, which is the automated version. Then we have the air conditioning and refrigeration, so there's a cadre. And then we have family and consumer sciences, which is the hospitality and tourism, the food and clothing component of it, and cosmetology. And so we have a wide scope of subjects.
And is it available in all of the schools, or does particular schools do particular things?
It is available. Those subjects are available in all schools.
Okay.
All of them might not be available, but some facet of each program is available in every school. It's based on availability of teachers to be deployed to islands and that kind of thing, but it is.
What do you see as probably the greatest challenge? I mean, you mentioned the parental involvement, et cetera, but when we talk about the Ministry of Education itself, obviously this requires a tremendous amount of curriculum change as well. Are we getting the quality in terms of the curriculum design, and quality in terms of the training, and quality in terms of the qualifications of the teachers?
We have some of the best teachers in the world resident in our public school systems in the Bahamas. We can say that because many students from other institutions come to our public school teachers to be trained. Our public school teachers are doing a yeoman's job. Can we do better? Certainly. We're in the process now of curriculum reform, and we're looking at the reliability, the validity, the rigor of the content that we offer. We know as professionals in education that content, while it is upgraded or is enhanced, fundamental skills are still fundamental skills. So we're looking at how do we adapt what it is we're currently doing to practices of this century that are relevant to our children moving forward. We have a drive with technology, putting technology in the hand of preschoolers. Our minister direct have spoken to it, in the hands of preschoolers at an earlier age, uploading it with the content that they will be guided through in the classroom, so that at home parents can be more involved. Curriculum reform is a big part of what we're doing. We are into a platform of improved and increased professional development for our teachers, for our officers, so that we are on the cutting edge of what is happening, what are the best practices, what are the trends. With all of it is expensive. Education in the public school system is free, as we say, to all as a part of our Education Act. We have to provide it. With that comes the need for partnerships. Because some of the things that we need to do, some of the things that we want to do are costly. And because of limited resources, we have to see how best we could distribute and satisfy the needs as they exist.
Listen, excellent. Listen, Keishan Bastian, the Assistant Director for Career and Technical Education within the Ministry of Education, has spoken very well this morning representing your director.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're looking forward to bringing you back and learning more about the results of the school year.
Thank you.
All right, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your RevGo Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th. Enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sun Oil Bahamas.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Having a good time already with Zenobia Pierre. I didn't know that she's been working within the ministry for 23 years, this young woman right here.
Yeah.
But listen, you've been really good to us here at the counselors.
Y'all have been good to me.
And you've been the one coordinating our summer entertainment
series. Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Listen, we've been enjoying them all summer, but of course now we have you.
Yes, I'm here this morning. Hello.
Now you've been a part of the big band, as they call it, for a number of years,
Yeah.
and now you have transitioned more into a solo career. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, of course, everybody knows that I've been working with, I sang with Visage. I started at 19, I ended at 41, so you do the math.
Ooh.
Yeah. And in 2012, I went into doing a solo thing, working on and off with Tingham Nem Band.
Yeah.
Of course, in any band all through the nation. So I'm basically doing my own thing, creating music still working with the children. Can't leave the children behind because they are my incentive.
Absolutely.
They motivate me, they teach me. I learn so much from them. So yeah.
The National Arts Festival has been actually kind of evolving over the years.
Yes.
Tell us a little about working with the students.
I'm trying to move it into the 21st century because the children are different.
Yeah.
Adding things
the styles
like
are different. The music is,
of course, DJing and things that the kids are very interested in. Them doing their own songs, recording their own stuff and whatnot, what have you. So we're trying to move with them, meet them where they are at, and adjudicate there.
Yeah. So again, you're a veteran, like they say. But you've got a new hit single out.
Yes. This song is not so new actually. I wrote it maybe about 15, 18 years ago for some students.
Okay.
But I revamped it. I feel incentive and encouragement again. I teach part-time at UB.
Yeah.
And the students there, I always get things from them. And one of the things that I realized was, if we do not change the way that we're thinking in this country as far as the economy, as far as education, as far as salaries and whatnot, we're going to unfortunately meet a brain drain. And that is something that's very, very serious to me. And I always try and encourage them, whether you go, because everybody's like, I'm leaving because I can't make money here and stuff. And I say, I love this country. I'm here. I could have left as well. And if you do leave,
talent to be anywhere you want to be.
Yes, and if you do leave, remember that the Bahamas is always here, and whatever you learn there, you can bring to make this better. And that's what the song is all about. I was born to love this country.
Well, listen, you got your flag in your hand.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, what makes the Bahamas such a place? I think we tend to take it for granted.
Yeah, we do.
What we have here in the country,
we do.
The diversity.
Our culture, and the thing is, being an archipelagic nation, big word, every country, every island has its own culture, and that's what is so huge for us, and that's what we need to sell and what we need to share.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm so pleased to have you on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank
you.
Listen,
I was born to love this country.
Yes.
Zenobia Pierre.
Yes. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, everybody. Good morning. This is Novi. Here we go. Woo! All right. Time to wake up. Here we go. Woo! Woo! I lift my head and feel the sun through the branches of the lignum vitae, and imagine the softness of pink flamingos as they walk away quietly.
submarine of beautiful blue marlins in our waters so serene. I stand up and I claim my name. I lift my head high and feel no shame. My navel string under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. I stand up and I claim my name. I lift my head high and feel no shame. My navel string under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. I can smell the sea and hear the horns of the mailboats sounding in the harbor, bringing life, love, and friendship to our shores and people from everywhere. We got a time in our island and party all night long. Ripping, skipping, and sculling the sweet Bahamian songs. Oh, stand up and I claim my name. I lift my head high and feel no shame. My navel string under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. I stand up and I claim my name. I lift my head high and feel no shame. My navel string under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. Eyes of a Bahamian, true and bold. Eyes of a Bahamian, black and gold. Aquamarine, shining out for the world to know. I'm waving my colors everywhere I go. Show me your colors, show me your colors, show me your colors. Straight to Inaga and Bimini and Duckberry. Gas Island, Medwana, Aquansinaga. From Angus Island, straight down to Bryan. Abaco and Nassau, Long Island, Exuma. Hey, I'm a Bahamian. Here we go, everybody. Time to wave you fly. Come on, Phil. Oh, Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm a Bahamian. Feel no shame. Say I'm a Bahamian. Under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. I'm the world. Come on, say my name. I'm a Bahamian. Feel no shame. Say I'm a Bahamian. Under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. I'm the world will be proud. My name. 'Cause a Bahamian is with no shame. My navel string under the coconut tree. See, I was born to love this country. Come on, Phil. Say my name. We are Bahamians. Bahamas at sunrise. Woo! This is Nova, y'all. Yay!
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire. You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here.
Are you telling me he was being all type shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else? Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with Rev Go Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, old things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. There's a FaceTime for everything.
You know it.
Novi has got me jamming this morning.
Listen, be alive. You alive, Phil.
Listen, the talent is just through the roof, man. We're just so privileged and pleased to have you as a part of our national treasure.
Well, I am humbled to be here.
Yeah, and there's such a touching story behind
yes,
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it's back to school. You did something for the teachers this morning?
Yes. So when the kids hear the song, they're going to know all about the national symbols and stuff. So, there's, yeah.
Listen. All right, well, listen, thank you so much for joining us at Bahamas Sunrise. Have a wonderful week, Bahamas.
Yes, everybody, have a great week.
All right.
All right.
Man, that's wonderful.
Yeah, man.
Love this dress, too.